This is not just about love. It's about family, reputation, and your future. This is not just about love. It begins there, yes. In the warm tremble of hands held too long. In the silence where a name lingers on lips. Like wine undrunk. Like prayers unanswered. But this is more. This is about blood that stains more than fabric. It stains memory. It stains reputation. It stains futures not yet dreamed. It is about the mother who sat in silence, with a gaze sharp enough to slice through lies, her voice like iron, her expectations built on generations, of ache, of ambition, of a name carried like a crown, too heavy for the head that wears it. You loved, but you forgot the ledger we were born into, the weight of history on each step, the family crest etched not in gold, but in sacrifice. Love is wild, but the world is not. The world has walls, and your heart keeps trying to fly through stone. You met her, eyes like rebellion, a laugh, like breaking rules. She didn't know our codes. She didn't speak in lineage. She didn't kneel to legacy. But she made you feel like there was something more than duty, something beyond the ties we wear around our throats and call tradition. She kissed you, and for a moment, you forgot what your name means. You forgot the weight of our bones, stacked like bricks beneath your feet, the unspoken rules inked in every glance. At dinner tables, where words are weapons, and silence is strategy. This is not just about love. It's about the uncle who lost everything for choosing truth over silence. The cousin who disappeared when she loved someone we don't speak of. The grandmother who smiles in photos, but broke like porcelain when her children chose freedom. It's about the portrait in the hallway, the one you always avoided. That man carved empires from stone and hearts from silence. He did not bleed for you to throw away everything on a feeling. But what if love is the rebellion we need? What if breaking the mold is how we honor the ancestors who were too afraid to? What if reputation is just another word for fear? They say, build a future, but they hand you a blueprint designed in a century that does not know your name. They say, remember your family, but they forget you are part of that family too, and your soul is not a coin to be traded for approval. She loves you, not for what you carry, but for what you are. When you let yourself be bare, is that not a kind of inheritance? Is love not sacred, even when unblessed by elders? Still, you walk the line, your heart on one side, your heritage on the other. You think of the dinners, the expectations, the cold nods of respect you've mistaken for love. You think of her, the way she sees through you, like glass, like poetry. She does not ask you to choose, but knows you must. You cannot serve two altars. So you go to the house where legacy lives, where dust smells like memory, where silence is louder than storm. You speak. This is not just about love, you say. It's about me, about who I am becoming. And if that shatters the image you have built of me, then let it shatter. A gasp, a pause, a rage restrained by bone. They will try to remind you of your place, to shame the fire out of you, but you will not burn quietly. You are not your father, not your mother, not the bloodline's puppet. You are your own, and she is not a mistake. She is the first truth you have ever spoken aloud. They may never accept her. They may never say her name. But when you hold her hand, you feel your own pulse. For the first time, when you sleep beside her, you do not dream of cages. When she laughs, you forget how much you've lost. And remember how much you've found. Yes, you may lose family. Yes, You may lose a name in gilded letters. But love, real love, as fragile as it is fierce, is a kind of future too. And this is not just about love. It's about reclaiming the right to write your own story. Let them whisper. Let them rage. Let them mourn. The version of you that never existed. You will not live. A ghost in your own skin. You choose her. You choose you. And the world, cold, cruel, relentless, cannot take back what is already burning. But choosing love is never the end of the war. It is the beginning of a quieter battle, the kind fought in glances, in questions never asked, in rooms where your name is spoken like a wound. Some days, you wonder if peace was ever real, or just the silence. Before the next strike, you bring her home, not to them, but to the spaces they can't reach. Your own home, built slowly with trembling hands, with hope nailed into walls, and courage tucked between floorboards. She moves like music in that space, unapologetic, unbent. She plants herbs on the windowsill. She sings while the kettle boils. She kisses you, like every moment matters. She does not ask for your family's love. She asks only for your truth. And in that truth, you begin to heal. But healing is not linear. It is not soft. It does not smell like lavender or look like morning light. No, healing comes with nights where guilt wraps around your throat like a scarf pulled too tight, with days where you wonder if you should have bent just a little more, compromised a little deeper. What if love was a selfish act? What if being happy means making others miserable? What if you are the storm they always feared? You look at old photos. You hear the echo of your father's voice. So much was given to you. Why throw it away? And it breaks you a little, because you remember when your father wasn't just a symbol, but a man, when he carried you on his shoulders, when his hands were not yet fists of tradition. He loved you, too, but he didn't know how to love. The version of you that love revealed. And maybe that's what hurts most. That some love only survives in darkness. That to let your own light shine means extinguishing what others held dear. She sees it in your silence, the war inside your bones. She holds your hand anyway, like a lighthouse, refusing to dim, even when the storm screams louder. You think, what is legacy? If it cannot make room for love, what is a name? If it must erase everything beautiful in its bearer? She tells you, you do not owe anyone your joy. And it's such a simple thing, but it feels like scripture. You realize you've been waiting for permission to be whole. And suddenly, you see yourself not as a betrayer, but as a beginning. Not as the shame of the family, but as the seed of a new one. You will not carry a legacy of silence. You will build a future where children do not have to choose between love and belonging. You will raise your voice until it becomes the voice your ancestors should have had. You invite friends over. You cook together. You laugh. Real, loud, defiant laughter. No cold rooms. No glances of disapproval. Only warmth. Only walls filled with music and meaning. And still, there is the ache. The empty chair. At your birthday. The unread messages. The holiday unspoken. You miss them. Even now. Because love, even when misused, does not vanish without mourning. But you've made peace with the grief. It walks beside you now, but no longer drives.